Hello, my name is Daniel Ball. I'm IT trainer at the Lee Academies Trust, and today we're going to be looking at getting set up in Google Sites. To create a Google site is really simple. If you're in Google Drive, you can simply click on the New button, click on More, and you can click there and it will create a Google site for you. Also, as with other Google products, if you type in sites.google.com, it will take you to Google Sites. Now, something you need to be aware of, at the moment there's still transition from what they call old sites into new sites. But what I recommend is if you're starting a new site, that you actually do it in the new Google Sites. So if you're in Sites, you can click here to go to New Google Sites. Or when you're typing in sites.google.com, you just put /new at the end and that will take you to the new Google Sites. Again, once you're there, it's really simple to create a new site. And you just click on the plus icon in the bottom right-hand corner, and this will create a new site for you. So one of the first things you want to think about is naming. Now at the very top here, you've got your document name. Now this is because sites will just appear as a document in your Google Drive, so you've got to give it a new name. So you've got to give it an appropriate name. So we could call ours training. Then just below this you've got a site name. So this is a bit different, it has pulled that in and I can keep training there. But then lastly you've got your page name. So if I put my page in here, I could call it something like home, or I could call it welcome, or whatever you might want. Obviously you can change it later. So they're the three aspects of naming you've got to be aware of. When you do pages as well, obviously you've got to add a new name for every page you do. The next thing you want to think about is personalizing our site. When I hover over this header, I get these options here, and one of these is to change image. Here I can upload an image or select an image. If I click select, it will give me a number of different options already from the gallery, or I can select a URL, search for one on the internet, or go to my albums or Google Drive. The other option that we had was to upload, and that's where you can just upload it from your device. So if I choose one here, click select, and it will put that as my header. Be aware that if you then create further pages from this, it will have the same header, but you can still change this for each page. The next thing is to think about the header type that we want. If I click in header type, I can have it as a cover, and this is where the image basically fills the whole page. So a very large image on the cover page. I can have a large banner, and that would be maybe if I want some information below. A smaller banner, that would indicate that I'm going to have a lot more information on that page, or just title only. So that actually loses the image, and then I've just got the title here. Next, when we're thinking about personalizing our site, we can go into themes, and that's on the top right hand corner here. And there are a number of preset themes that you can choose from. There aren't that many, but there's a few. And so you can go through, have a look at the different themes, see what suits you. When you do choose a theme, you can also choose a color that goes with the theme, and so that it will adjust things with that theme. So obviously what it adjusts will vary. So here it's just like the line underneath. You can also choose different fonts. Now again, there's not much to choose from at the moment. So in this one, for example, you've just got a modern, classic or bold. So you can choose that. There might be more options coming in the future. The last thing we can do with personalizing our sites is to add a logo. If I hover over the site name and I choose add logo, I can then again either upload or select. So I can find something in my Google Drive. It brings in that logo. There are a few different options I have here as well. I can choose the background, whether I want transparent, so it appears like that. Obviously, if I've got dark text, that's not very good on that. White, which seems to look quite good on that, or black. So it depends really what your color your logo is and how you want that to appear. So for me, on this, white is probably good. I also get the option to use logo color for the theme. Obviously, we chose a color before, but now I can actually pick the color out of my logo and click that. If you've got more than one color in your logo, it will give you multiple options. So then we want to think about building our website, and that's where we go to pages. This is where we can add additional pages in. By clicking on the plus icon, I can then type in page 1, for example. And again, as you can see, it's just copied the home page that I was originally on. I could call it page 2. And as you can see, I start building up my pages. If I want to, I can reorder these by just dragging and moving them around. I can also create nested pages. If I drag it and hold it onto page 1, it becomes a nested page under page 1. So you can see how that's represented on the navigation bar. If I click on the 3 dots, I get some other options here. I can choose the home page, I can duplicate pages, add sub-pages here as well, or hide. So if I don't want people to see this page at this moment, I can hide it. So the last thing when we think about setup is about navigation. By default, the pages appear across the top. So I've got home, page 1, page 2. This is fine when I've only got a few pages. Now, if I had lots of pages, it wouldn't be great to have them across the top. If I go over here by this little cog, it gives me navigation settings. If I click on here, I can then choose if I want top navigation or side navigation. If I click side, it then appears here. So my pages will appear down the left-hand side here on my site, which is a lot better if you've got quite a lot of content. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, there are a few things you can do. First of all, subscribe to the channel. Second, hit the like button. Third, write in the comments. And fourth, share the video with others. We also have many more videos on our training channel, so do check that out.